And we are live. I am Max Gieser. This is Reality Alert. And I am with my special guest, Katie Johantgen. Did I get the pronunciation
You
right?
actually nailed it so perfectly. I'm really impressed.
Well, I remember last time you showed me a hand and a
Right.
chin, and I told you I would
And
never
you'll
forget
never
it.
forget. You'll
I never
never
forgot.
forget.
Yes. So Katie, this time we're not going to have any audio issues because we are remote, which
Right.
is good. So people will be able to hear you, regardless. I bet I'm jinxing myself right now, but
We're
what
gonna
a
knock on wood
first!
and it's gonna be fine.
No, it's gonna be great. What a first in Love Is Blind history.
Yeah, literal
It
history.
turns out that love isn't blind. The experiment has proven the opposite.
Can you believe it?
Can you believe it?
I think that's the one thing that has been consistent about this show is that every year they prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that love is not blind.
Yeah, but sometimes people get married and then divorce
Right.
later.
But from a statistic standpoint, but yeah, this season it was like the universe was like, yeah, it's not.
It's not. It's not at all. So much has happened since episodes 4 through 6 when we last spoke. I was
So
thinking
much.
about it. I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
I mean, we were only down to like 3 couples, and then from the trailer, I kind of figured out that we didn't see any previews of Sparkle, Megan, and Jordan's wedding. So I was like,
Right.
"That's probably not going to happen. We're probably
I
only going to
mean,
have 2 weddings."
exactly. I was like, it was interesting the way that they did it and the order that they chose to do it. But yeah, you're totally right. Like, if someone is on the show and their name is Sparkle Megan, and we're not getting a preview of their sparkle ass wedding, it's not happening.
Yeah, it is interesting the order that they did it. I thought that when they were doing it last, that maybe it was going to end with them being like, "Well, we'll at least date." I
Right.
thought that it was going to end in some kind of like optimistic fashion. You would think that if they were going to break up, they would just usually they do things like that that get it over with in the
Right.
beginning. It was quite the
Yeah.
surprise.
It was definitely interesting, and part of me wonders if they did that intentionally because it seemed like going into the finale that they were the most likely to maybe go through with it,
Yeah, kind
and
like
so they
which
thought that
was
would be, like, the big surprise. I mean, because like, of course, now I've seen all this stuff on TikTok and the internet at large about, like, the fact that she apparently has a full baby with another man now. Have you
she
seen
does.
this?
Whoa, whoa,
No. Oh, am I
whoa.
breaking this to you live?
Well,
Okay.
whoa, whoa. Hold on. I have to play something. Hold on. Hold on.
Breaking news! Breaking news! You heard it here first if you haven't heard it already from TikTok.
What are
Yeah,
you
no,
seeing on
there's the
TikTok?
tabloids have been, and maybe they just leaked it today. Okay, someone's saying what? Yeah, okay. Sparkle Megan has been photographed by the tabloids with a mystery man and a full human baby.
A full so
Which
not a sparkle baby or like
not
a
a sparkle baby, not a Furby, not a Labubu, a human child, supposedly her own.
yeah, Us
And
Weekly is
I wanna
talking
I
about
wanna
this.
describe the mystery man that she is supposedly the baby daddy. He looks exactly like I would imagine initially based on my first judgment impressions of her from watching the show, exactly her type.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
picture
bald.
he's a bald, like, ripped looking dude in, like,
Oh,
a
like Jeff
three-quarter
Bezos.
zip. Yes, very Jeff
Oh
Bezos
my, is
coded,
she
like,
gonna become a helicopter pilot and write children's books?
I mean, she's already in that world,
Yes.
apparently.
Oh my god, are they gonna
Like,
get a super yacht?
I mean, that's probably her dream. I mean, that's the thing, I told you this, like, when I was on last time, like, I was like, "She does not want Jordan, she wants another rich guy."
Yeah.
And it's just really funny because all the things too that they were, like, saying were the issue, like, "You don't wanna, like, go out to eat or, like, go to nice, like, vacations and stuff," and it's like, "Well, girl, you can do that, just pay for it."
Yeah, that was interesting, but it did seem that we're gonna have to get into that whole breakdown. It did seem that
Right.
he's not, but we have to talk about this right now. This
Yeah.
whole breaking news. It did seem
Right.
that Jordan wasn't interested in that.
Right, yeah, maybe it was more
So
on
I will
him of
say
just
that
being
he
like,
was not
yeah.
he wanted to keep working and having this normal life, and he
Which
wasn't.
I have to say, I cannot relate. If
I know, like
some
why would
like,
like
if some rich person who's like, "I'm rich to the point where I don't have to work," came in and said, I will fund our life. I want to buy us a house and take us on vacations and take us out to nice dinners, I'd be like, thank you.
Isn't that kind of what it felt like? I would be like, look, like, we can do this, but I need to work less, and then I can kind of like do what you want to do, you know? And then
Yeah.
he's like Italy with a 5-year-old, and I was like, people go to Italy with 5-year-olds, like we
Yeah,
can make
and
that work.
or go without him. Have you heard of a babysitter?
Well, I know he's like, I don't want a nanny, but I'm like, but you're a divorced parent.
Right,
Like
that's what I
you
mean,
split the
like, you
kid
don't
50-50, you figure
exactly.
things out. Yeah. The whole thing was very interesting to me. I mean,
Yeah.
I did appreciate the way that they communicated about things. Actually, I
Right.
did. And but
Mhm.
I am kind of I feel like he maybe he put the blame a little bit too much on her.
Yeah,
I think a little bit.
which I do think is kinda classic in terms of,
Yeah,
like, a
it
breakup
is. But
where the
I
guy's
think
immediately like, "She's crazy."
I know it's yeah. I was like, she's like not being too hard about this, but she just doesn't want to completely change her lifestyle, which I think is fair too. Like
Yeah.
like
Yeah, I mean, I joke about this a lot with my husband where we're, like, talking about, like, the kinds of families that get up at, like, 6 a.m. on Thanksgiving morning and go run a 5K, like, because I think they arguing, like, he was like, "I don't wanna go play tennis at 7 a.m." And
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
"Yeah, I mean, me neither."
Yeah, me neither. It sounds terrible.
Like, I would maybe play tennis, like, later on in the day if I knew how to play tennis,
Yeah.
but 7 a.m.?
No.
Can't relate.
Um, yeah, the only so I'm like very spoiler verse. The one spoiler that I saw for this season, which wasn't really a spoiler, was that she had bought a $1.3 million
Mm,
house in Denver. But that wasn't really a spoiler because it could involve Jordan or it could not. So it's
that's true,
interesting that
and
she
it did seem
moved.
like she was gonna move to Denver no matter what.
I didn't think I was like,
Oh, really? I thought that was kind of what I took away from the way she was talking about it,
mhm.
especially now knowing, like, without a shadow of a doubt, like, where she kinda falls on the political spectrum.
But no, where she falls on the political spectrum, I would think that she would move to someplace more conservative. Like Denver is pretty blue. You would think she moved to like
Yeah, I guess
outside of
the
Denver.
city is, but I
The
don't
city is
know.
maybe she moved to the outskirts.
I would have originally thought that before this season, but based on, like,
Well,
the
these
crowd of
people aren't.
people.
Everybody online is saying these people aren't from Denver. They're not from
Yeah,
Denver
that's
proper.
true. I have read that a lot in the comments. Well, that's what I mean. I'm like, these are people from the suburbs or just, like, the state of Colorado, you know? Because I think when you see, like, "Oh, we're casting out of Denver," like, but if you live anywhere within, like, a 2-hour radius, 'cause you
I
remember
just
that
think
season where it was, like, some people were in Portland and some people were
yeah,
in
which it
Seattle?
pisses me off. It's so annoying.
Right.
We don't wanna hear about, like, where you guys are gonna end up living. Like, that's
Yeah.
not part of the show. There's already enough logistical errors. And
Right.
I just wanna say, this just proves that you shouldn't have a fucking kid when you go on Love Is Blind. He's like, "I regret introducing my kid to her." I'm like, "Then you should have had a kid on Love Is
Right.
Blind. What
You
were you
shouldn't have done
thinking?"
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been hearing a lot too. I forget what Jordan's deal was, but, like, obviously, everyone's going on the show mainly to get the sort of, like, publicity and attention for, like, whatever business or
What?
personal
Are you
project they
sure it's
have.
not for love?
Oh, hold on, let me hold your hand through the screen. Um, yeah, because apparently that was, like, Joe's whole apparently Joe has a podcast.
Yeah, a dating podcast. Do you think that
Really?
people should listen to him about dating or anything? Should
I
people listen
mean
to Joe, period?
I certainly wouldn't.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I forgot to check, but I feel like I saw that Jordan had some kind of thing. I mean, they all
Well,
do, right? Like,
he is, well, his is, like, not that it's like he's doing, like, children's books, and then
oh, right.
he's giving some of the profits for, like, diabetes, so as far
Right,
as anything
which is very
goes,
sweet.
I'm like, "Whatever."
Right.
At least some of the profits are going and it's, like, fucking children's books, I'm like, as far as that
Yeah,
goes, I'm not gonna touch that one with any criticism.
of course. No, definitely
You
not.
can though, Katie. I'll let you bury yourself. Do you
Yeah,
wanna do it?
no, 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 no,
Yeah.
no, no. Here's the thing. I obviously support all of that. I
I
just
just
think,
feel
like,
that Sparkle
him
Megan is gonna get
acting
Yeah.
like he's all innocent in this. It's like,
Oh,
well,
I know. I feel like she's gonna get so much shit for this, and I'm like, you put yourself in quite the predicament here,
right.
and I just think it was a relationship that didn't work out, and that's okay.
Yeah, because you're very different people who like very different things. And that's what's so funny when people say this whole opposites attract thing. So I'm like, or opposites don't have anything in common.
Yeah, yeah, that happens
Like,
too.
hello? I mean, obviously everybody's different, but like you have to like a lot of the same things if you're gonna
Yeah,
marry
like
someone.
me and Maria have like a crazy similar
Yeah.
interests, and that's like why we get along. You know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about? Like
Yeah.
one of our first ever the conversation on the first night we ever kissed was about RuPaul's Drag Race. Do you know
Oh,
what I mean?
oh
Like,
my
come on.
god. Wait,
Yeah,
green flag to Max. Not that
green
I thought you
flag.
had any red flags,
Thank you.
but
Well,
that's
I
okay.
had never watched it, and she's like telling me about it. She's like, "We should hang out and watch it sometimes." And I was like, "That sounds
Yeah.
so fun." And then she's like, "We're gonna be friends." And then I was like, "Does she think I'm
Or
gay?"
more.
No, but
Oh.
I thought but do you know what I mean? Because she had used the
Right.
word friends, and we're talking about RuPaul's Drag Race. But then we
Right.
kissed, so obviously then I realized that she didn't think I was gay. Yeah.
Bennies.
Yeah.
Um, I did you talk about speaking of RuPaul's Drag Race, this happened a couple episodes ago, but I need to make sure that it was covered on the pod. What was
Size
his name?
queen?
Size Queen.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, there's literally no explanation for that other than what I had already hypothesized.
Yeah, I
That
mean,
is such a niche term to the community. Like, there's really no
yeah, I had never heard that term before until
yeah.
Nick said it. He introduced me to that term.
I mean, listen, maybe he's just an ally who watches Drag Race,
Yeah,
but,
yeah, he comes off as a real ally, on the
yeah,
show,
yeah,
and in his
famously supportive.
apology, his subsequent apology.
Oh my god, the apology.
As a good old boy from the Midwest, I had never even heard of a gay person before I went on Love is Blind.
Yeah, and then but also, like, sort of was like, "And we all experiment when we're young," and it's
Yeah.
like, I mean
But then we go to conversion camp, and then it's all fine.
Right, right, right,
Yeah.
right.
Well, should we get into it, Katie?
Let's
Should
get
we
into
start
it,
recap? Let's do it.
please.
Let's do the work that the people expect us to do. Yes. Okay. We start in the middle of The Bachelor, and sorry, J Tina is in the comments on Instagram. She says, "Didn't the apology seem like it was written by a cult or a church?"
Oh, well,
Yes,
that's probably exactly what
the Church of Love
happened.
is Blind
His
producers.
church wrote it for
Yes,
him.
his church. Yes.
I made a note of this on my phone when I was watching it today. I was like, I do think they attract really religious people because I think it takes someone very, very religious to sort of buy into the nonsense that is the whole premise of this like experiment.
Yeah, it attracts like a more conservative person to be like, oh, marriage is hard, and like you have to get married, and and like
Yeah,
you can just marry someone in 3 weeks, and
right.
marriage is like a necessary part of life, and all this. I don't know. It's just very
Yeah.
traditional values. Yeah. Well, we start in the middle of the Bachelor and Bachelorette parties. Why were the Bachelor and Bachelorette parties the most sober these people were on the entire show?
Right? It was such a boozy season, and then it was just kind of like seems, tame. Maybe by then it was because they all knew they were like, "We're not getting married."
Yeah, like I don't need to dull my senses anymore to deal with my significant other.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Uh yeah, so let's get to Sparkle Megan. She tells her friends she's concerned because she doesn't always want to travel by herself. Can't she just pay like for a high-end escort or something when she's going to be traveling?
Listen, I don't think that Sparkle, Megan, and I align on a lot, but, like, I'll go to Rome on Sparkle
Oh, with
Megan's
Sparkle
dime.
Megan. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And she flies first class. It'd be awesome.
Right.
Like
Listen, I'll go with her,
international.
I'll stay in the hotel, and then I'll just, like, get lost during the day, or we'll be like, "We'll
Yeah.
go do our own thing."
When she plays tennis, I'll go do something else.
Exactly. Well, I'll be asleep.
Yeah. One of her friends says her fear is that Megan will say yes because she fell in love with the kid. And then one of her friends says, but Megan, what if you say yes and she develops this beautiful family? And they're like, Megan, just get rid of this guy. You can just buy a baby. Like, how much does a baby cost? Like $10? Like, it's fine.
And we still don't know if that is what happened.
Yeah. But still, they were like, theoretically, you could just buy a child.
Yeah. They're like, you can buy anything you want.
Yeah.
You have oil and gas money.
You're Sparkle Megan.
Yeah.
Let's get to Allie. There's so much to unpack here. Okay.
Yeah.
So Daria, Allie's roommate, says Anton is Russian, and for him, tradition is for the man to support the family, but he might just be doing it on a budget.
Yeah. I know. Weren't they like, oh, he makes good money? And she was like, he doesn't.
No, Allie was like, he makes good money. And they were like, he doesn't. Okay.
Right.
Because he's a truck driver.
I missed that. I didn't know that he was a truck driver.
He is, he like teaches truck drivers. I think he says that he's in like logistics. So it's not like because if he was a truck driver, I don't think he would be around.
Yeah.
It would be a very different discussion, and it would be a whole plot point of the season, because she would be like, yeah, he's gone for like 2 weeks at a time because
so he works for like a trucking company, but he's not physically driving the trucks.
Yeah, and I think there's discussion about how he's driven for like Lyft in the past or stuff like that.
Right.
They also say, are you okay with being with a truck driver? Because people would look down on him, especially because you're a woman of your caliber. I'm like, because she's hot?
I think that's exactly what they meant, Max. Yeah.
Because I'm like, are we getting classist here? Because do we?
Yeah, they are.
But is she super? Okay. If we are, all right. Let's say
They were.
All right. So let's say we're them, right?
Right.
We're gonna get messy real quick. Okay.
Yeah.
Are nurses in a different class than truck drivers? Aren't they both kind of? Maybe slightly, but I don't think that if you're like a nurse is dating a truck driver, you're like, wow, she's really slumming it.
Yeah, I don't think that's it per se. I think
it's like you're so hot, you could be with anyone.
Hot, their job is just sort of like what they're doing until they meet like a billionaire.
Exactly. She should be with
the vibe I
type.
got.
Yeah. But they tell her he has a lot of potential, but the other potential is that he could be a truck driver forever. So, but they do give good advice. One of her friends.
I didn't think the advice was necessarily bad, even if
that friend was
rooted in classism.
That friend was a jerk about the classism and the truck driver stuff and everything. The one friend comes with advice and says, you have to marry whoever he is right now.
Exactly.
And that is the good advice. She came in and was like, I'm going to be a little more tactful than the other people,
Like, if you don't like how he is right now, you can't marry the idea of what they could be.
Yeah, no,
because that's not fair to anyone involved.
No, I liked that. Let's get to the bachelor party. Anton tells his friends that Allie is high maintenance, bad with money, doesn't cook and clean, but there are things that he values more than that, so he's gonna say yes. But he doesn't say what the things are, and I still don't get what he likes about her. And I know she's hot, but he hasn't even ever talked about that.
She's so hot. I think it's because
he's like it's not. He's stunning. He talks about she's stunning, but he doesn't even talk about how hot she is. He's never described it.
I wonder if it's just not shown, or
she's
if he reined
stunning.
it in. Yeah, exactly. This is one of the most beautiful women that's ever been on this show. Period. So yeah, I think it just maybe in his mind it kind of went without saying.
I would just be like, I'm like, do you guys see this? Do you see what I'm pulling in right now?
Saying yes. Are you guys fucking kidding me?
Let's get to the weddings. Let's do it. Allie and Anton. Wow. Going in, what was your prediction?
Okay, honestly, okay. My first prediction was I don't see a world in which any of these people can say yes.
Well, that's how I feel every
But then with
wedding.
The order, I always think, okay, maybe they're trying to throw us off. So I was like, oh, maybe because they're going first, that means maybe it'll be a yes. But what really tipped me off was the fact that it was her normal makeup, which she always has glam when she's on the show, but it looked exactly the same as she always does it.
Oh.
And her hair looked the same as she always does it. And then, like, she was a little concerned about the veil being right, but not that much. And, like, she
Mm.
looked gorgeous, but the dress was kind of askew. I was like, this woman is so good at doing her hair and makeup and her appearance. She would not, on her actual wedding day, where she's saying yes, not like have even more glam or do something different or like make sure like her dress is perfectly centered. And just there was just little things where I was like, she looks so beautiful. So it's like it's tricky. But like for the trained eye, you would notice like, okay, she's not
Yeah.
doing an elevated makeup look, or you know what I mean?
Believe it or not, I did not notice that. Even as
Yeah.
believe it or not, I'm a huge wedding dress critic too. But I did like her wedding dress a lot more
It was
than the
gorgeous.
other ones
No,
because
and I don't mean she looked bad. She
no, I know you're
obviously
not.
looked
No, I'm saying I'm the critic
amazing.
here, but she
Yeah.
looked good, but much better than all like the see-through patterned ones. She looked great.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, she looked so good,
Yes,
so
Ava in the
classy.
chat says yes, she was just wearing a white
Right.
dress. She wasn't a
Exactly, Ava.
bride.
Exactly.
Wow.
Mhm.
I will say that was definitely a wedding dress, though, Ava. I mean, let's
But, like, on her, you know what I mean? Like,
No, I know, I
this is like
know.
a woman that's like, I don't know, and she always has perfect, beautiful makeup, but it was the same as she always does it, and I was like, she would have done
Mm.
something different if it was her kind
Yeah,
of
she would
wedding
have
day.
done, like, tiger face paint or something, we're
Yeah,
thinking. Yeah.
exactly,
Mhm.
exactly, yeah.
So, she says best case scenario when she arrives, I get to put his wedding band on my finger. When she said that, I was like, this is sounding like yes, or like she's not a definite no. Like, why
I
would you
am
say that?
I am so curious about this whole aspect of the show because, like, clearly they have to have decided before the actual day, because they always play it off as if they're like, I wasn't sure until like we were standing up there, and I'm like, that's not possible. Right?
Sometimes I think they actually don't, but it's very rare.
Yeah, I don't know, I'm just like, so then is it like the producers coaching them to like act like they're gonna go
Yes.
through with it?
Yeah.
Because and then it's like, I just was thinking this time more than usual how insane and hard it must be to have to get yourself to the point where you're saying no at the altar. Like, I just hate conflict. So to have to
Yeah.
do it like in front of their family, my family, and a television crew, to have to be like, after they say, I love you, I do, and then you have to give a speech. Like, that's crazy.
I know, we have to
That's
applaud
so
them because, like,
hard.
great TV. They should make all of
Yeah.
them do it. I don't get why they're allowed to bail. They
Yeah.
should sign
No.
very intense contracts that make them do
Yeah.
it. Come on, people.
Wait, do you know, you should probably know this. Do you know, like, and I feel like I should know this too, like, do they get more money if they make it
I keep
through?
reading rumors where people are like, this has been going around this year. It's unsubstantiated. I haven't seen any confirmation that they get an additional $8,000. That's a number going around
Right?
if they go to the wedding. But I feel like if that was true, more people would have gone to the altar.
Well, I think how else could it happen? You know what I mean? Like, how else could you convince people to go through the public humiliation and shame ritual that is breaking up with someone at the altar without
Uh,
there being some sort of compensation? You know what I mean?
yeah, I
Like,
think you have to say like you get no money from the show at all. I think that's what I would say.
yeah, I that's
Yeah,
what I mean, like, I think there has to be something like that because otherwise I don't think they would get anyone to go to the
no.
altar. It's insane what they have to do. It's so hard.
Let's get to so Anton gets a card from Allie. He is nervous that she's gonna say
Mm,
no. I think that, maybe her calling him out on, being lying about his drinking and stuff like that, and
yeah,
being concerned about his general health and disposition in life might be tipping him off a
yeah.
little bit about what's to come.
And it seems like she was getting, like, way more intel from, like, his friends about, like, what he's really like than we were
Yeah.
even shown,
But then,
like,
yeah, there was a deleted scene where like they go out with her friends. It was on To Doom, and even her friends were like, "We're a little sketched out. Like his answers are a little too good." Like,
yeah,
yeah, I think everything was a little vague. But his best friend's fiance messaged her today
right.
and was like, "Trust your gut." I'd be like, Why did you say trust your gut? You should have said marry him. Why would you say trust
Well,
your
I think that
gut?
was
You
her way of
kidding me?
saying, "Don't marry
Don't do
him."
it.
I think that's what it was. I think she was
Why
like,
doesn't your fiance have my best interest in mind as
yeah.
my, I have some words for my best friend about that. And yeah, her mom is concerned about Anton too. So I was like, I don't know about this one. I don't know how this is gonna end
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
And well, how about that whole thing about him putting on the mismatched socks?
It's supposed to be a good sign, right? And she's like, "That's the least." And then she goes, "That's the least of things you should be worried about." And I'm like,
You know what I
"Oh
thought? I
God,
thought it was just more foot content.
oh, you thought it was more foot content, more
'Cause
foot
then we got
stuff."
more, like, bare
Oh, there
sparkle
was
banging foot
so
again
much
later in the
foot stuff,
episode.
so
So much
much
foot.
foot stuff.
The feet.
I just thought that he probably put on the wrong socks because he was drunk. He probably had,
He packed the night before when he was
yeah.
wasted.
I
Yeah.
thought he was gonna like walk into like the wedding dressing room and start like crashing into things, like falling over.
I thought it was, like, at first that he had just put on the wrong pair, but then later on after the ceremony, they show again that the socks are still mismatched. So he just fully brought mismatched socks to get married.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been cute if it worked out.
He threw up on the other one, so yeah.
Oh,
It's
no.
Allie gets her dress on, and Anton's mom is like, "Okay, I'm not getting a good feeling about this." So she goes there and she's like, "Please marry my son. I know he's an
Yeah.
alcoholic, but uh uh he's a good guy. You both worked at McDonald's. You gotta marry him.
Don't forget.
Don't
Yeah.
forget McDonald's."
The Golden Arches.
Yes. He only goes to strip clubs a few times a year now. You gotta give him a
Yeah.
chance.
He's cut way back.
And then I love when Allie's mom pipes in and she's like, "Your son is nice. I like him." So unenthusiastically. I was like,
Woof.
"Oh, they are not." That's when I knew. This time
Yeah.
I was like, when her mom says, I like Anton, I was like, "Oh, this isn't happening."
She does not like Anton.
No, she does not. It was clear.
Yeah.
And she didn't want to sell the other mom a bill of goods.
Right.
She was gonna feel guilty about
Oh,
it.
and then there was, like, her sisters that she was, like, estranged from came?
Yes, the last
Yeah.
sister. It was
Right.
one sister, was like her favorite sister, Naira, showed up, and she made it very clear she didn't approve of this.
Right. And she even said it.
Yeah, on camera. She's like, "I need the
Yeah.
world to know that I don't
It's
approve
like,
of this
"I
show."
didn't approve of this."
Yeah, she looked
It
on the
was
camera, she's like,
interesting the
"I don't
way she said
approve
it.
of you guys watching it. I don't approve of Max and Katie podcasting about
Yeah.
it."
She looked right down the barrel of the camera and said our names,
This
our
is fucked
full
up. It
legal
was
government names.
weird. She said my social. It was very
Yeah, she's like,
revealing.
"I barely give that out anymore."
Yeah. The wedding was on a golf course.
Yeah, but the views were beautiful.
I know, I was like, once it cut to the mountain, I was like, "Oh, that's very nice."
Well, here's the thing about golf courses is that you can only really make money in certain parts of the year where it's like golf weather. So
Yeah.
the other times of the year, you gotta use those banquet halls, baby. You gotta have weddings.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I was just surprised that it was, I guess, there were a lot of firsts. First time everybody said no. First time we had a wedding on a golf course.
Was it really? I feel
I
like
I
country club, like golf course weddings are common.
They are, but for Love Is Blind, I don't recall
Yeah.
but it was also, like, right on the golf course. Do you know what I mean? Like, you could
Right,
see, like, the
true.
holes. Like,
I
I
think it
was
was
like,
just
"Oh,
probably the best view.
best view." It looked nice. It looked
Great view,
nice.
beautiful
I
views.
feel like with the waterfall going, I would in, like, the nerves of Love Is Blind, I would have to pee the whole time, though. I was
Yes.
definitely thinking that. I was like, "Get me away from this waterfall.
And
Turn
from
it off."
like a production standpoint, I'm like, that sound's gotta be annoying,
Yeah, the audio guy would be pissed
right?
as hell.
Yeah,
There's
you're
no
like,
way.
"Why are you setting up here?"
Yeah. Let's get to the vows. He's just like, "You're so hot, and we both worked at McDonald's, so let's do this, okay? Don't
Yeah.
don't think about it. Just say yes.
Say yes, please, God.
Please, God. Did my mom say something nice about me? Don't forget
Ah.
that. Did she do it?"
Ugh.
And then Allie says, "Falling in love with you was easy, and you're a nice guy." But you know what was
But
even easier for her, Katie? Falling out of love with him. That
yeah.
was even easier.
Yeah.
after he drank all the tequila and the White Claw and
Wow.
the
And
Coors.
I didn't expect I originally was like, I don't think they're gonna work out. But I thought it was gonna become a thing where he was, like, insecure and jealous because
'Cause
she
she's
was
so hot?
so hot. So I wasn't expecting it to be because he drank so much. It was crazy.
Yeah, but it's funny because, like, it's like everybody else on the show got so much drunker than him.
Right. That's the thing. It's interesting too, right? Because everybody else was getting wasted on camera, but he wasn't, which almost I'm actually thinking maybe is more of a red flag
Yeah,
because
it's
he's
like
used to hiding it,
yeah, and
you know?
yeah, I'm not saying her concern isn't valid, but it just is funny that, like, he had the
Right.
biggest plot point about drinking,
Right.
but it was like, I'm most concerned about Annie,
Oh, well,
who
that's more have you seen this tea
yes, she got
about the
arrested.
ankle
Oh, but she had an
monitor
ankle
and
monitor. Yes, we
yeah.
talked about it. If you guys want more
Oh,
information about that, you can
yeah.
subscribe to patreon.com/reality alert on our
Yes.
latest Love Center, our Patreon exclusive episode. It was released yesterday. I talked about it with my fiance, Maria. So check that out. We
Fantastic.
talked about it. Yeah. That's where we talk about all the social media each week. Very fun stuff.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Let's hear the first officiant. I was a little disappointed by
Mm,
the officiants this year. They didn't have a lot of gravitas.
no.
Now is the time to decide if love is blind.
It's just casual. Normally they're like, now is the time to decide if love is blind.
Do
This
you
guy's
think
like,
so? I feel like they're always kind of like, okay, we put out a notice on the local regional backstage, like that's a for anyone not in the acting world,
yeah,
like a
like
casting
local
website.
casting.
Yeah,
Let's
you
see.
know,
Now
where
is the
because I'm
time to
always
decide if love is blind.
Yeah, that's Minnesota. Let
'cause
me
I
see if I
always
can
feel
get a
like
good
the
one.
officiants are always really random.
Now is the time to decide if love is blind.
See, that guy was good. He was from Minnesota, just some weird old guy. That guy
But
was
again,
good.
like, I think that's like a random person. Like, I don't think that
Yeah, but he
they're
was good. They get good random people. These people were so casual. They get weird random people usually, and I'm like, ooh,
Yeah.
they have a weird voice, or they're like,
Right. Yeah, that's
how
true.
is
They're
it
usually
time to decide
weirder.
if love is blind? You know, they're like community theater people, and they're like,
Yeah, they're like, "I'm
they're
gonna have a character and a
I'm
backstory."
I made
Yeah.
it on TV. I'm gonna do it. You
Yeah.
know, but these
I'm
people they didn't even try.
yeah.
It's like they're PAs that they threw into the mix.
Honestly, that actually is probably more realistic as to who they are.
Disappointing. It's disappointing. So Anton says yes, and then Allie says she took a big long pause here. I know it could be editing,
Mm,
but it felt like she had to she had to think about it. And it's like you know what you're gonna say, just say
yeah.
it. And she says I can't be your wife, and her friend goes, "Let me tell me if you can hear this."
Shit.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
Oh, shit.
Thank God!
Do you think
Thank
they had to, like,
fucking God!
sign an NDA to, like, not tell anybody
I'm
what they're gonna
sure.
say? Because I'm like, I would have been telling everyone, like, on my side, like, "I'm gonna say no." Like, just
Yeah, right.
yeah, like,
They
have
always seem
dishes ready.
everybody always seems so surprised,
Right? Like,
shocked.
I don't think I could be on this show, like, I can't keep a secret that
Yeah,
long.
I'll be like, guys, I gotta cut this. I gotta cut this guy loose.
Yeah.
I can't go through that much tequila. Like he just
Right,
brings all my
no.
tequila.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So she says the person I fell in love with in the pods isn't the person I got to experience in real life. And then
Mm,
everybody cries, including a little girl. I'm like, you shouldn't bring kids.
yeah.
Kids shouldn't watch Love Is Blind. It's too
No.
fucked up. You
We
know.
shouldn't watch Love Is Blind.
No, it's too
I don't
fucked
think
up.
it's
It's
good
poisoning
for any of
our
our
children's brains,
brains,
and they
but I
definitely
love it.
shouldn't go to Love Is Blind weddings. I
Yeah.
remember there was a little girl at like a Love Is Blind Minnesota wedding too, and
Oh, yeah.
I was like, no, you can't break their hearts like this.
No,
That's
it's
disturbing.
way too adult
They're like,
trauma.
why are people getting rejected at weddings? Is that how weddings
Yeah.
work? Like,
No, I know it's sad. Leave
no,
the
it's
kids out of
sad.
it.
Yes. You shouldn't be a parent with a kid on Love Is Blind.
And
You
see, this is
shouldn't.
why they'll never do a season in California because there's too many labor laws protecting children when cameras are involved.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna say, and this is why they'll never do Love Is Blind Junior.
Listen, the way things are going in this country.
Yeah, they're gonna do it with teens, and they're not gonna get married, but they're gonna have like promise rings, right? Or it's
Oh
gonna
my
be for
God,
like,
yeah.
oh my God, we just cracked the. Oh my God,
It'll be called Prom is Blind.
yes, they're gonna go to prom. Oh
Choose
my
your
God,
prom date through
oh
a
my God, I'm
wall.
gonna have to delete this. We're gonna just send a pitch deck to Netflix.
Yeah. Guys, nobody
Yes.
dibs on this idea.
Dibs on this, yeah. I was bummed out that we never got to see any of the couples talk after the wedding. Why did they remove that aspect of it? It's fun to watch them talk and try to like come to terms with it.
Yeah.
No one did that.
They
Oh, Katie and
didn't.
Edmund did. Katie and Edmund
Oh
did.
yeah, they did.
But Allie and Anton did. Maybe he just wanted to talk to Jack Daniels instead of
Right.
her.
That's the
Yeah.
thing. I'm like, I could see her just being like, yeah, no, I said no because I'm fucking over you.
I'm
and
done
I don't
with
want to talk
Anton.
to you. Yeah.
I have a Botox appointment. I have to go make it.
I have to go now do my dishes.
Yeah.
Honestly, I love that. I was like, I love a messy queen.
Yeah, I
Like,
love that's like the biggest.
we're not all Holly Homemaker, okay?
I love
Some
that
of
that's like
us
the
have
main aspect of her
ADHD.
personality.
Right.
I get Botox and I don't clean. That's all
Yeah.
you know about me.
And honestly, respect.
Respect. You go, girl.
If I looked like that, I wouldn't do shit.
Yeah. Yeah, if Botox could make me look like that, I wouldn't do shit either. And I would get Botox. Yeah, so I like how she stops to cry. Like she squats on the ground right in front of the waterfall, by the way. It was so
Oh,
scenic.
yeah.
Like she
It
really
was like a
chose her angles right.
subconscious.
It was
Yeah.
so beautiful.
So inspired.
Yeah, so she gets back to the wedding room, to the dressing room. It's like the usual shit about like, you did the right thing because it's better not to marry him than to marry him under false pretenses.
Yeah.
And Anton, he's like, I don't know what it was. Was it the looks? Was it the vibes? The way we were living together? I just don't know. I'm like, I think she told you a million times.
Over and over again, it was the drinking.
Yeah, like so many times.
And the fact that you don't remember or are in denial about it. Proving a point, maybe?
He blacks out. He doesn't remember. You're right. It's a problem.
Oh,
Let's get to Katie and Edmund. Oh yeah, this is something I remember. Do you know what's nice that they cut out? Like when they used to do this for every wedding, they would do like the 5-minute recap of their relationship. Like we all don't binge the show.
Right.
So dumb. They took it out.
I
Very
don't
nice
need
of them.
this. Yeah, that was
No.
Yeah.
No.
They were like, we're spending too much screen time on feet. We don't have time to do the recaps anymore.
She seems very happy when she arrives, and she seems like emotionally happy about it. She doesn't seem sad.
Yeah, I think that's because she knew she was saying no from like
she's like
the moment she signed up for the show.
See, going into this, I was like, it's definitely a no. But as things went onward, the way she
I
was like,
kind of I was like, wait, is she gonna say yes? Surely she's not. But then why would she be talking and acting like this?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But we do get some more feet stuff.
I'm gonna complete my fear. I'm gonna complete my fear.
We know.
Yeah,
And you rub her feet so they get hot, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe if he had just rubbed her feet a little bit before things got started off, then she would have said she had cold feet. If he had just used some lotion a little bit. Yeah.
Damn.
And now you're not supposed to see the bride before the wedding. They could have done like a foot glory hole.
Right, foot glory hole. Yeah, and it's kind of crazy that they didn't think of that, Max.
Yeah, why didn't they think of that? I don't understand.
Now, can you please show us your recent Google searches?
I don't know what Google is. I don't know what that is.
No, never searched anything about life.
I don't know what feet are. KB's friends show up and they're like, "Why are you crying?" And she says because she's on her period. And I was like, "Oh!"
Literally, I was like, "Fuck, he's still not gonna get laid even on the wedding night." After all that,
I'm like, "Oh, she'll say yes, and then she'll be on her period for the rest of her life."
It's like, oh no, something's wrong. Gotta go to the OBGYN, but they're all booked up.
Oops. And then she said this confessional, and this is when I was like, I think a no is coming.
When I look at Edmund, I see a loving man. I see a trying man. I see a healing man. I see a growing man. I see a stubborn man. Good God, that man is stubborn as hell. But it makes me feel loved. He makes me feel loved, for sure.
It doesn't describe someone that you're about to get married to.
No, it sounds like a client if you're a
Yeah.
social worker or a therapist, which is kind of how I felt like she treated him the whole time.
Oh, definitely.
So that's why I was
Definitely.
like, yeah, I mean, obviously she's not saying yes, but yeah, it was kind of crazy the way she went about it, I thought, just in terms
Well,
of like, I felt like she was leading him on. Like, I could tell she wasn't going to say yes, but like,
yeah. Well,
ugh.
I hope that she doesn't treat her clients like she treated Edmund. I hope
Well,
she doesn't
sure.
yell at her clients. You get a degree in cutting KB off. She talked like a foster care kid.
Oh my God. No, I'm sure she's wonderful at her job.
Yes. KB's mom comes to see Edmund. She says that she must know what's gonna happen. Does she not? Does she really not know what's gonna happen? Has KB not told her? I'm so confused,
Right?
Katie.
I feel like she had to have, because like that conversation, I don't know.
Why did she do this? What was the plan here? I don't understand.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it was so hard to watch because I was like, I know. Like, the first one was hard to watch with like Allie and Anton. But like with KB, I was like, I know you're going to say no. So all of it leading up to it, I was like, wait, this is so crazy that they have to go through this.
But why did the mom come and say, I give it my blessing? Like, why would you send why would it be like, oh, my mom loves Edmund. She's over there talking to Edmund right now. And I'm like, I would probably be like, Mom, don't lay it on too thick because he's going to be heartbroken.
Well, because the whole thing was that his mom couldn't be there. So maybe she was like, okay, I feel bad. Like, I'll go be that sort of figure for him right now.
Are we going to find out that Edmund knew that this was coming the whole time? Because sometimes that happens too.
Really?
Yeah, it's like,
I guess that makes sense, right? Where they like talk about it off camera.
Remember when Stacy and Izzy had their wedding and he gave the whole like Titanic speech and stuff, and he acted like he had no idea it was coming? Apparently they had talked about it, but then he didn't know. He claimed he didn't know exactly how it was going to go down. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like you also like you say that you know that, like you say you're okay with it, but then when it actually happens, you're not as okay with it.
Well, the reality of getting rejected
at the altar is really bad.
All of your family and friends.
Yeah.
It's trauma.
Yes. And then her mom. So her mom comes to see her, and her mom says, and I wrote this down, and I quote, "We're finna get married." And I'm like, so then I was like, they're gonna get married.
You were on board.
Her mom gave the blessing, and then her mom is saying they're gonna get married.
No. Paid actors, every one of them.
What is happening here? We have to get to the bottom of this.
The NDAs are tight.
It's crazy. Then we get his 5th grade teacher, Jesse or Miss Welch, coming on. So touching.
This part really did get me.
Yes.
Especially when she was talking about like what he was like in class and how like at first she was like assumed that because he was like up in the back of the class like running around that he wasn't listening, and then
he was,
and now that she's like learned to be more accepting of kids that are like that I was very moved by that. Because that's like the neurodivergent experience, right? Of being like, people assume, oh, because you're like fidgeting or not making eye contact, that you're like not engaged or listening. It's like, no, I'm listening. I just like, need to have the zoomies or whatever. So I was like, that's cute.
No, it was very sweet, and it was very nice. I thought it was funny when he was like, I keep wanting to call you Miss Welch. No, I keep wanting to call you Welch or like Jesse. And he was like, can I try calling you Jesse? And she was like, that's cool. Or you could call me Mom or Mom too. And he was like, yeah, like she really wants him to call her Mom. I was like, all right, Miss Welch, let's ease up on the mom.
She's trying to adopt him or something.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, let's not like push the,
don't
like,
push it.
You're amazing, Miss Welch.
Yeah,
like, you clearly changed his life, and you're a great teacher. But
Yeah, but like, let's not cross the line.
Like he's made amends with his mother. He has one.
Yeah, he has a mom.
Yeah, I was like, what are you doing?
Can you fucking chill?
Like he's just feeling comfortable calling you by your government name. Okay,
Right.
let's get
That's enough.
No, but that was really sweet. God, let's get to the wedding. Before they
Yeah.
are ready to approach the altar, Edmund's teacher brings up how life gets better with kids, and he's like, "Yeah, I want some athletes." I'm glad he's very result oriented about this whole children's
Right.
thing. He's like, "Yeah, I want a lineman, I want a wide receiver, and
Oh
I want the
my God.
opposite. I want
Yeah.
I want non
Right.
athletes in my household.
I'm like, I would love like a film aficionado.
Yeah, a
What's
dramaturge,
like a musician, maybe an
a chef to
author.
make
Yeah.
me
Oh, a
little
chef. Yeah.
yes.
And this is the main reason why people should bring children into the world to
Yeah,
like
to be
give
our
them
servant.
roles and
Yes,
duties. Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
Yeah. Maybe like a handyman, something like that.
Yeah.
Stuff I'm not good at. Yeah.
Yeah. And again,
Uh,
this is why you have kids, right? Run the farm.
I think so. So they get to the ceremony, they get to the altar, they have a hug, and Edmund in the vows basically like, I'm crazy for you. I love you. I
Yeah.
want you. I prayed for you. So this has to happen, right?
Don't
Also,
say no.
Also, why are you wearing shoes? I thought I asked you not to wear shoes.
Oh my
Please
God.
take them off.
Yeah.
And she says it was so easy to fall for you, which is interesting because that's what Ali said to Anton.
Yeah. Oh my God, you're so right. Do you think
Yeah.
the same producer was like giving each of them ideas about how to like break the news?
Yeah, it's like this is pretty. Somehow this works.
Just like, oh
And
no,
she
they
goes-
both used my line.
She says you helped me grow, and I love the hell out of you. Well, it doesn't seem like you love the hell out of him because you yell at him all the time.
I think you probably are fond of him,
Yeah, sometimes.
or maybe you were.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Oof.
Are you ready for officiant number 2?
Yeah.
Now is the time to decide if love is blind.
Like, why even show up if that's what you're gonna do?
They're
You're
always
national
like that,
television.
Max. I don't know what you're
I
talking
just
about.
played you one
They
earlier.
always stand out to me as being like so basic and bad.
This is what I do, right? I've listened to hundreds of these.
It is now time to decide if love is blind.
It's now time to decide if love is blind.
They're better.
It is now time to decide if love is blind.
Those are all better than her.
Those are all normal people.
Yes, but they're giving
Right.
better effort. There's better effort.
I don't hear any difference.
You need to improve. You need to improve your listening ability for officiants at weddings.
I think that we need you to somehow get to officiate a future Love is Blind wedding.
Oh
How
my
can
God.
we make that happen? Let's put
we
it
gotta
into the
figure it out.
universe.
It's just manifest.
I'm putting it out there now.
Maybe Sparkle Megan can burn some sage and figure it out for us.
Wait, I want to hear how you would say the final, the titular
Oh,
line.
ooh.
Yeah.
Now is the time to decide if love is blind.
Wow. See, that was amazing.
Thank you.
Because you're an actor. Wow. Really good.
Thank you.
You're
I do what I can.
You're
How would you
welcome.
do it?
Oh yeah, okay. I think I would do like a goofy voice.
You?
And yeah. Now is the time to decide if love is blind. Wait, no, I should do Happy New Year.
Oh, you're gonna do another try?
Wait, no, I want to see if I can do it with the like Philly accent because the
Okay.
Philly season's coming.
Yeah.
Now is the time to decide if love is blind.
Let's do this, John.
Yeah.
I love it. We gotta get on these seasons. We gotta do it. We gotta show them how it's done.
If I even kind of know someone on the Philly season, it's going down.
That would blow
I'm
my
so
mind. If you knew
excited.
someone.
I'm so excited.
All right. Well, Edmund goes first, and he says yes. Bum bum bum. Katie goes second, and there's a long pause, and I'm like, will she do it? Will she not? And then she looks like she's about to cry, and all of a sudden,
Yeah. He sensed it. He sensed
poor
it.
Edmund, poor Edmund.
Oh, it's you
Well,
can tell it's coming too. Even with Allie and Anton, it was the same. Where it's like, okay, the woman is not making eye contact.
Her
It's
eyes are
like-
looking away, and she's crying.
and not in like a
And not in the happy way.
Yeah, no.
If they're not doing the thing where they're batting their fingers in front of their eyes, it's not good.
If they've accepted their makeup's fucked,
Yeah,
it's over. It's over.
Yeah.
They're not trying to keep it intact. Forget it.
That's one of the things I do notice. That I can notice.
Mhm.
He says, "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You deserve someone that's 100% at the altar. And my no doesn't mean that I don't love you and that I don't accept you." I actually think that was a good when people say things like that. I'm like, though that is a nice thing
Right.
to say.
Yeah, she
There's
clearly
nothing you're gonna
really
say that-
was very thoughtful about what she wanted to say.
Yeah, there's nothing you're gonna say at this point that's
Yeah,
good. That's gonna.
it's such an insane conversation to have.
There are things you would say that would make it a lot worse, and that's not one of them.
Right.
His response is though, "Yo, what the fuck," which is also fair.
And that's honestly very honest.
Yep. She hugs him and asks if he's okay, and I like he's like, "No."
Yeah.
And she's like, "It's okay to not be okay. That makes you strong." And I'm like, "Stop fucking
Stop.
coaching him.
Don't talk down to him like
Stop
that. It's weird.
patronizing him."
Right,
I
exactly.
do
It
feel
was
that like it's weird to watch, but I do feel like he likes it a little bit. Like it's helpful to him.
Yeah, obviously they both were consenting to the dynamics of the relationship, but it was definitely uncomfortable to watch a lot of
Definitely.
the time.
I know. I'm just talking it through with you. I'm not
Yeah.
committed to that.
No,
viewpoint.
I'm with you. I'm just
Yeah.
it was definitely that was the whole dynamic the whole time. It was
Yeah.
very
No, I'm just saying, I don't exactly know. It doesn't. It feels
Yeah.
weird, but I don't feel totally against it. I don't know. 'Cause
yeah.
I do feel it comes from a good. I
Oh,
do
yeah.
feel it comes from a good place, but I just don't feel it's a good dynamic for a relationship. And I
Yeah.
do feel there's someone out there who will accept him for who he is and not be totally annoyed by him.
Right. Yeah. In more of a partner way
Yes,
and less of
yes.
a caretaker way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God, this is poor guy. I
Poor
feel bad for
guy.
her too. It's just
Yeah.
it
It's just
shouldn't-
shitty.
yeah. All the couples this season, I was just like, no.
I pray for therapy for everyone.
Yes, lots of therapy and foot stuff for everybody involved.
Yeah. And flip the order. Oh no.
He says, "I respect you no matter what." Then they compliment each other and are like, "You look so good. You look so good." And then they walk down the aisle hand in hand. Back in the dressing room, same. It's funny. It's the same thing Allie got. It's good to reject them. It's better than marrying them. And she's like, "Don't I know it?
Yeah.
Don't I know it?"
Woof.
Her teacher says that she disagrees that this was his best chance, and she says everybody loves him. And yeah, I agree. This, love is blind is
Yeah.
not your best chance at marriage. That is,
I
think it's
know.
one
That
of your
made me
worst
sad
chances.
to hear him say that.
I know. I do believe he has a chance at
Of course
love.
he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does,
Yeah.
especially somebody who's very outgoing. It's so
Right.
you're always putting yourself out there, even when you don't think you are.
Yes. And he's
so-
tall and handsome and very charismatic. And
Exactly. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
Let's get to Sparkle, Megan, and Jordan. Lots to unpack here.
Yeah.
Okay. They meet at their apartment, and Sparkle Megan says she woke up at 4:30 in the morning and she was an absolute mess. And Jordan's like, "I wake up 5 times a night to take care of Luca, so I don't really care. I'm so tired all the time." I just was like, she's like, "I wake up at 4 in the morning." He's like, "Well, I'm a parent."
Yeah. Well, she understands that now
Yes.
that she has a baby.
She's like, My maid woke me up at 4:30 by mistake instead of 8:30.
Yeah.
I wrote down my note wrong for her.
My Aura ring electrocuted me at 4:30 instead of 5:30.
Sparkle Megan says they are ships in the night. They are super mega yachts in the night. And different people. And Jordan's like, we're not that different. And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, you guys are extremely different. You're very, very different. And Megan says Jordan likes doing the same thing every day, and he's a picky eater, but she's an adventurous eater. And Megan says, you are encouraging me to do things on my own, but I want to do them with a partner. I thought it was very fair when she says that, and it was a very good thing for her to bring up.
Right, exactly. Like the person you marry is like the main person you do life with.
Yeah.
So you guys should like want to do the same things.
Yeah, and if he's going to be very busy all the time with a kid and stuff, it actually might be good for you know, it kind of like makes things more I don't know. I don't know what it's like today as a single parent, but it's also like, do you want to meet another single parent so that they're in a similar situation to you? Do you know what I mean?
Maybe. I think it's just like it's different than like meeting someone and then like having a child together, because like you can establish you're on the same page before that happens. But I feel like it's got to be hard coming into a situation because it's like with kids, it's all about like, this is the routine. This is the structure. It cannot change.
Exactly.
As opposed to like, we are together establishing this routine and structure.
Yeah. And obviously Love is Blind is the worst way to go into that.
Yeah.
One of the worst ways. Yeah. It's a terrible way to go into that.
Like, you
have to try dating. Do you guys know that? Like, but I mean, like, I think that's pretty, but I think that this really establishes that like it wasn't gonna work.
You can't go back if you've been engaged on TV.
No. People have tried it. I think there's maybe there's one couple from one of the international seasons that happened for. Maybe, nobody quote me on that, but yeah, it's very difficult. She says, I've never dated someone with a kid before, and all the men I've dated before have had a flexible schedule. And he says, I don't know why you picked me in the pods then. And she says, I just didn't know how truly rigid it was. I think there's probably a little fault on both sides here. I bet
of course.
She probably was a little too enthusiastic, but it was probably hard to tell in the pods how rigid it really was.
Yeah, and I think she just was so hyper fixated on like finding sort of meaning in the
diabetes,
type 1 diabetes of it all.
Yeah.
Because, you know, she kept bringing up like numerology and all this stuff. And it's like, clearly she's like a fellow woo-woo girly. And so, yeah, I just think she like locked in on that. And, but to her credit, like at least she like accepted and like realized, okay, we're not compatible before getting married. And, like,
Katie, you're really... like woo-woo, but like, would you let it like affect other people to this degree?
Oh my God, no.
You know what I mean? Like, it's so different. Like, I'm like totally cool with people being woo-woo as long as it like doesn't like affect people. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
As long as they weren't like, we're gonna let it like affect how we buy a house. You know, like it won't be the final decision, but we'll consider it.
The numerology of the house.
I'd be like, this is now like affecting me, so we can't.
I was like torn between two houses. I'm not into numerology, but like if I was, and I was torn between two houses, and one was like obviously like, oh, these numbers are exactly this, and one like wasn't, then maybe I'd be like, okay, well, I'll just let that tip the scales.
Yes.
But ultimately, you're going to pick the house you like better anyway.
Yeah. I get you.
So it's just like your way of talking yourself into
it. Your husband is your husband into numerology or woo stuff?
Well, you know, he's open-minded to it.
Oh,
so I talk to him a lot about stuff. That's the thing. I actually don't know anything about numerology. That's like not a world I'm into. But like, I like the zodiac stuff, and like, I don't know. I think it's true. I'm a Taurus, and James is a Cancer, and we're very, very compatible.
I'm a Taurus.
You are? Oh, we must have talked about this.
Yeah,
When's your birthday?
April 28th.
Oh, that's right. on May 3rd.
Maria's a Leo. We're not compatible. Should I throw off the wedding? Should it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
I'm
No,
gonna-
you are. You're compatible. You're both fixed signs.
Yes. We're thick signs. We're thick.
You're thick signs. That's right.
Yeah, we got it. We got it going on. He says, I told you I was a normal guy. Everybody wants to be in your spot. You have like 5 years on me. I was like, I know you said you were a normal guy, but like normal guys have like a little more flexibility. Like you're making it sound like you can't even like go out to dinner sometimes. Like he
Yeah.
makes it sound like, but I mean, like they're like filming too, so it makes it like a little more
Right.
difficult. It's really hard to tell exactly what's going on. And I'm like, in 5 years, will you be as wealthy as she is to like either have family money, or I think people are saying that she was working for an oil company that got sold, so she got like shares or something. I'm like,
Right.
is that going to happen to you in 5 years? It
Yeah,
might
I
not
was
even
confused about
happen.
that too. Like, did he mean like she's 5 years older than him?
She is older than him.
I feel that's kind of what I thought he meant, which is, I mean, it's still weird, right? Because it's implying that she's only that rich because of her age. And it's like, well, she's rich because something crazy happened to her where she
Yeah.
like worked for an oil and gas company and then got all this money. But
Allegedly, like, oh, we don't know her specific financial situation, you know? But
yeah,
yeah.
what are we gonna assume?
Yeah, it doesn't sound like he's in some job that like has a lucrative endpoint, you know?
Yeah, I think he was just like kind of crashing out and like saying,
Yeah, but
whatever.
he's
She
always
was
kind of been like,
dumping him.
years, you know, I'll be making a lot of money. Maybe he will, but I don't know if
Yeah.
he'll be making like rest of your life to go fly first class money. That's
Yeah.
a lot of money.
Yeah.
Like a
I'm
lot.
really curious about what house she got in Colorado.
I'll probably be it's out there, so you know,
I'm gonna look it up. I'm a Zillow girl.
yeah.
I'd love to be on Zillow.
Yes. But we'll definitely be talking about that on the Patreon here on Reality Alert. Let's continue going down. Megan says you could be in a different spot in a couple of years. You're easy to love. And I'm like, so are you open to this? And she goes, I leaned into opposites attract, but I still have reservations, and I shouldn't feel that way going into my wedding. Our wedding. I would have been like, all right, I'm out. The second you say my wedding, you shouldn't it shouldn't even slip out. It shouldn't even slip out.
I mean, I'm like, yes, just embrace who you are, Sparkle Megan. Like,
Say
that's
my
who
wedding.
she is.
Yes, say it. Say my wedding. Somebody would be okay with that. I
Wants to
won't.
be rich and fancy and bougie and pampered.
There's gonna be a guy that's gonna be okay with you saying my wedding. I'm not, but somebody will.
Yeah, that's the thing from like the pods. I was like, you guys aren't gonna work out. Like,
No.
she is telling everyone exactly how she is. That's why I was like, oh, she should have gone with like, what was his name? Douchey Rich Mike or whatever. I was like, yeah, you guys are compatible. And she was like, oh, well, he's more like the guys I usually date. And it's like, right.
Yeah.
Because that's who you should be with.
I do like how she says, I'm sorry for not feeling more compassion for you and not giving what you needed in a fiance. And she says, I can't do this. I'm like, but didn't you have compassion for him? Like, did you need to be more compassionate? Like, I'm like, what?
It didn't really make sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, this whole thing doesn't really make sense.
No.
Yeah. But you know, I felt like with her and Joe that they both did the right thing. So I do give them credit on that. And I felt that they both handled the breakups well without like attacking the other person or putting blame.
Yeah. I thought she did handle it well.
Yeah.
And who knows, like similarly to like the Joe Madison breakup, it could have been something where like they had already kind of talked about it.
Yeah,
and
usually
then,
that's
like,
the case. Yeah. But it doesn't bother me. Because like the Madison Joe one felt real too, and so did this.
Right.
So,
yeah.
You know, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a Cosmo article being like, it was staged. And I was like, they were kind of clear about the fact that they had a previous the cameras can't catch everything. So Jordan, we get this confession. He says, I don't think we're that different. She just has enough money to not worry about working for the rest of her life, and I don't. He says, if he had enough money, they would. Yeah, I guess I
get it, but also like that is the reality of the situation, and that is a huge difference.
Yeah, it's a major.
One person has enough money that they don't have to work for the rest of their life.
Yeah. And also
That's
she
a
wants
huge difference.
she has a lot of free time and she wants to spend it with you and you can't.
Yeah.
And what is she
Yeah.
supposed if she has all that free time and she wants to spend it with you and she can't, then what is she supposed to do? But like
Yeah.
then she's basically just like sitting around because she's not single. I don't know. It just seems
Right.
really weird. Like
Yeah.
it's an uncomfortable dynamic. It just
They
isn't
were
gonna work
never
out.
gonna work. They were never
It
gonna
was
work.
never gonna work,
It's never gonna
Jordan.
happen.
Yes. Yeah, they ask if he has any regrets, and he says he wishes he didn't introduce her to his son.
Yeah, that was
I
kind of
think
dark.
that's dark. I think it's fair of him to think that at the time. I think
Yeah.
he shouldn't have gone on Love is Blind. I'm
Yeah,
just saying it.
exactly.
Just saying it.
Exactly.
I still think he's a good dad. I still think he
Yeah.
obviously very much I just want to make it clear. I still think he
For
really cares
sure.
about his son, and
For
he's
sure.
clearly like a very present father, and it was very clear this
Yeah.
whole time. And I think that in the way that he spoke to Megan and clearly was putting Luca first the whole time was like
Mhm.
really sweet. Like everything
Yes.
that he told her seemed to be like about him and Luca being this package and being like, I'm not changing my schedule. I'm not doing this because everything I do is about me spending time with Luca and stuff like
Yeah.
this. And it really touched me because that's like
Yeah.
what being a good parent is, you know?
Yeah.
So, but I just don't think Love is Blind is the right
No.
method.
No.
And he talked in an article. He's like, it's like better than Tinder because it's like safer because they run checks on people. And I'm like, they don't
Barely.
they run checks and then they find out who's the craziest and they put them on the
Right.
show.
Right.
It's not. Don't do it.
I love all the excuses people come up with for like the reason why they went on it. I'm like, you went on it to like be famous and get attention, and that's fine.
Yeah, you got
And I
another
know you're not
income
like
stream.
supposed to say that, but like,
Yeah,
come
it's
on.
like you could be an influencer instead of working like this job that makes you really tired. Like
Right.
that's okay,
Yeah.
you know. But influencers have to travel a lot to make money, so
That's
consider
true.
that. They go on
And
like
what-
group trips and stuff.
And you gotta be making content
Yeah,
all the time.
it sounds so boring being that type of influencer. Whenever I watch
Yeah.
them do stuff, I'm like,
Woof.
Sparkle. Not my type of influencing. Sparkle Megan, she basically says she didn't think everything through enough in the pods when she chose to get engaged to a single dad. I'm like, that's very self-reflective and honest. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
And maybe she's not cut out to be a stepmom, and now she's questioning if she's even cut out to be a mom.
Well,
At least she's serving that self-burn, and it's not like when Paul said it about Micah. You know, it's a little better
Oh,
when somebody
yeah.
says it about themselves, you know?
And, it's less depressing because we know that
She bought a
did
baby. No, I'm kidding.
she
We don't
bought a
know.
baby on Amazon.com, and Jeff Bezos hand delivered the baby, and that's actually what we saw in the tabloids.
Maybe she gave birth to the baby. I don't know how long ago this was filmed.
We
I
really
think
have
Anna
no-
said it was like 2 years ago. So
Yeah,
maybe?
I read that too. So, which just seemed kind of crazy.
I don't
2
think it was
years
2
ago.
years ago because normally it's like a year now. Like normally it's not
Right.
that long ago that seasons are filmed. But I don't know. I try like not to look certain things
Right.
up when I'm afraid that they'll take me to like spoiler land.
Right, and that's smart.
Yeah. And then we get a shot of her feet on the couch. I was like, the dogs are out. It's like we're back in the
I
pod.
saw that. I go, oh my god.
I'm gonna go feed my fear.
Hot.
Yes. And then Miley's Flowers plays. Flowers by
Yeah.
Miley Cyrus. I always tell Maria that I feel like it's a song written for like divorced women. And she's
Yeah.
like, well, that's appropriate because Miley is a divorced woman. And
That's
so I thought it
really
was
what
like
the song is.
it really is. Well, I know, but like I'm always like, isn't Miley like a little like young for this song? I was like, oh no, but she is like literally divorced. Do you know what I mean? I was
Yeah.
like, and then I was like, this is so appropriate for
Right.
the show. you
Although,
know?
what did you think? But then they were playing like the bad audio of what I assume was the first officiant.
Is that what it was? I didn't know what it was. I was gonna
Right. Well,
ask you.
I
had
was
no
I
idea.
wasn't sure about it. And then when you played for me the clip from Allie and Anton's wedding, I was like, okay, that was the voice. Because I was like, this is clearly like grabbed from like a sermon at a wedding ceremony, and the audio quality was like not good. So I was like, I think it's from like this episode. But then to like use that as the backdrop for like this from like love montage of all the failed couples of the season, I was like, what story are we trying to tell? Because it's like, okay, well, you're playing Flowers, which is about like feeling empowered to be like, I don't need anyone. I can take care of myself, which like didn't really kind of feel like the conclusion
No,
of
everybody
like all of
seems
these endings were like pretty sad.
nobody chose themselves. It wasn't like deep to being like, I choose
Right.
me. Everybody still
Exactly.
seems
It
very
was not
desperate.
empowering. It was definitely just sort of
No.
like, I'm sad this didn't work out, but we're not compatible. Like it wasn't like a
Yeah.
like, you're not gonna hold me down. Like it was like a it just was like, no, sorry, we're not
They didn't even do the
compatible.
thing at the end where they normally ask people if they think Love is Blind or not. They didn't even do
Right.
that.
I think they just were like, we just gotta call it.
They're like, no,
Get another close up on Sparkle Megan's
clearly
feet.
not. Yeah. Yeah, more foot shots, please.
More close-ups of her like twerking and all the girls acting like she's got this amazing butt. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
what is
sorry.
up with that?
What is that about?
Yeah.
I
If
think
we're talking about her feet, we could get into it.
right.
You
Now
know?
that on the other hand, no.
I don't think I can ever get, feet horny.
Even after this whole season of close-ups of feet?
Well, that's just the random girl from the soundbite. That's Inez from Perfect Match Season 1 in The Circle France,
Oh my god.
Not me.
How could I forget?
I can't stop
love
thinking
Perfect
about
Match.
the feet glory hole,
Oh my god. Best idea we've ever had.
Yeah.
And
I
dibs
just
on that too. Prom
What?
is blind and feet glory hole.
Yeah,
These are our
Prom is
two-
blind. Oh my god, we
These are
gotta
our
do it.
big Shark
We
Tank
gotta
ideas
do
for
it.
this episode.
Well, what a season of Love is Blind, Katie. I mean,
Ugh.
we still have the reunion coming up, but
Yes.
I really enjoyed it. It was so messy. The messier, the better.
It was very
know?
messy. It really
It was
delivered.
fun. It was very watchable too. I felt like it was. Some seasons get very repetitive with
Yes.
the couples. Like the plots are like every scene is about the same issues, and I felt
Yeah.
like all the couples had so many issues that each scene was about a different issue.
Yeah. No, there's usually way more like time where I'm like, okay, we could have cut this out. This could have been an
Yeah.
email. I'm on my phone. I'm not paying attention, but there was a lot. There was a lot to lock in on.
Even this finale episode, I was like, an hour is a good length. They cut out the flashback parts. They kept it a
Yeah.
little snippier. I mean, only
Yes.
having 2 real weddings was good, but still, I was like, okay,
Yeah.
moving along. That's
I loved
fun.
it. I'm
It
telling
was
you, I think
good.
they have a new editor, and the one caveat is they love feet.
Yeah,
But
and
otherwise,
I
they're
think
doing a
that's a
really
fair
good job
trade-off.
of just keeping the story going.
Let's keep it going. Yeah. But yeah, this has been very fun, Katie.
Yay!
Thank you for joining us today.
Of course, my
But
pleasure.
before we log off, I need to plug a few things for Reality Alert. The first thing is we're gonna be back, me and Katie, next Wednesday. I believe the reunion is at 6 p.m. PST. Don't quote me, but I think that's it.
I feel
and
like I saw
Kate-
that too.
Yeah, Katie and I are going to be live on YouTube.com/Reality Alert and Instagram. That's Reality Alert Podcast, live after the reunion. So right after the reunion ends, come to YouTube, come to Instagram, hop in the chat. It's going to be a party, and we're going to recap it. It might be like 5 minutes later. We have to get sound bites and things like that. But just hop in the chat. We'll talk. We're going to have a fun time. Very excited. Thank you, Katie, for the time.
Yay,
And then
thank
a couple other things happening. On Friday, I'm going to be here with Shay Detmore at 1 p.m. PST, recapping the season premiere. That's episodes 1 and 2 of Married at First Sight, season 19 on Peacock. That has been long requested for Reality Alert. And now that it's off of Lifetime and onto Peacock, it is happening. And then I will
Wow.
be back on Saturday at 1 p.m. PST for episodes 3 and 4 with Lillian Tanner, who's also very funny.
Oh my god, I love Lillian.
I know, very
You
funny.
guys are in for a
people.
treat.
Yeah, she's hilarious. We're having some great people. So that's going to happen on Saturday. So definitely check that out on Peacock so we can check that out. And on Tuesday, I'm back with Fiancé Maria for Love Center, our Patreon exclusive episodes just for the patrons. Great way to support the podcast. Starts at $5 a month, and there are free trials, and we recap all of the social media coming out before the reunion. You can check it out, and you get access to everything Reality Alert has ever recapped, all these international seasons, all the love centers from previous stuff. You want to check it out. There's all this gossip. We've even been talking about it here. More is going to come out. Patreon.com/Reality Alert. Yeah, it's going to be great. So, Katie, thanks again. Do you want to plug yourself a little bit here so the people can find your hilarious self?
Absolutely. You can follow me at Katie Joyo Faux Show on pretty much all social media networks. And I think I mentioned last time that my husband has a Titanic podcast, but I'm using his setup, and you can see lots of Titanic stuff behind me. So witness Titanic, check it out.
Yes, we love that. Okay. Yeah, I think a lot of people heard about Titanic stuff if they didn't have wireless headphones. So
right.
Now everybody can hear about the Titanic. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, Katie, once again, thank you for joining us. And for everybody, we will see you on either either Friday, Saturday, Tuesday, or next Wednesday for the Love is Blind Season 9 reunion. Bye.
Bye.
No.